Hi guys, it's the 5th of February 26. God, I've just gone from, I feel like Calamity Jane at the moment. My head is just fucking just racing. I've again tried to accomplish far too much in too short a period of time. And unfortunately, and it's par for the course, my skills, my skill set, my ability to compartmentalize, my ability to just get things done, it's fucked. It's fucked. I can't. Fuck. And it pisses me off because I used to just sort of and get things done. And instead of the as in things getting done, that's like a down because I'm getting confused, frustrated, angry. I want to smash something. I really do. I need to go back to kickboxing, I think. Part of what I wanted to do with this, journaling my life with mental health, is I'm wanting to share everything, all aspects of what mental health is and all the aspects in my life that it has fucking fucked up and changed. Bottom line, I suppose. Gone are the days for me to just have a cruisy day. It's just not possible. It's just not possible for me anymore to do that. Yes, I take medication. I'm so fucking racy, I can't even think straight. Can't even fucking think straight. I'm sort of jumping all over the shop in my mind of the different things that I wanted to share about. I wanted to have a share in the car as I was going out to Donnie this morning, my horse, and that didn't work because something came up on my phone and it was hands-free, so it was legal. So that didn't work. And even then I was talking about being present, as in PRESENT, being present, being right here in the moment when I'm actually talking, because when I'm driving, I'm focusing on driving as well as talking, and I'm not being 100% present, and I'm just going to accomplish shit, really. For me, the idea of moving forward, the idea of getting well, of learning to be able to live what I believe to be a somewhat comfortable, balanced life, is finding balance in the chaotic, in the chaos, in the all that fucking energy stuff. God. I'm learning. Yesterday, I spent most of yesterday reading and studying up on various things. And it's part of what I love in life is learning. I try and learn something new every day. And I know it's an old saying, but never say never for me, and always staying open within myself so that I can learn, because I just don't know if whatever it is that is presented in front of me, I just don't know if that's going to help me in 10 minutes' time or 10 days' time or tomorrow. I don't know. I just don't know. So I would prefer to look, listen and learn. Let's be a little bit lingo-y. And just try and retain, and even to just retain knowledge. That is just a job within itself, honestly. It is a fucking job within itself. And that really fucking pisses me off. put me in a gym and I'll run like clockwork and not even think once. I don't, just boom, go and do it. And that doesn't make me better than, it doesn't make me more knowledgeable, it doesn't make me anything. It just means that I'm very comfortable in the gym, and obviously I've got my own programs written out, and if I know what I'm doing for the day, I'm off and running. That's it. I don't need to come back to my book, or I call it my gym Bible. With life, yeah, exercise is part of life. But if I use that anatomy or that analogy towards life itself, and those two are just so on the different ends of the spectrum, it's not fucking funny. It is not fucking funny. And then I start feeling embarrassed, ashamed, and start feeling really disgusting within myself, because that old talk comes back. That old, well, you're no fucking good anyway, Tony. You're just fat, ugly, and dumb. I've been basically told that all my fucking life, you know. Every second word that fell out my old man's mouth was that you're fat, dumb, and stupid. Well, because I wasn't up to his fucking intellect. And yes, God love him, he was a very, very smart man. But when it comes to being present as an adult, as a parent, as somebody that is meant to role model, no. I'll change subjects altogether, I think. Just going to roast myself on that one. I've been introduced to Instagram, as some of you are probably realising. Computers have never ever come easy to me. This IT stuff is like fucking, I'd be better off living in fucking Spain. I was fair income. I would understand their language better than what I do with computers. And so, as I said, I did a lot of reading yesterday and looking at things, going over things, and trying to understand the format of how to do things, trying to understand how to, how not to, what's not good. And then there's all this technical stuff in the middle of it all. And I just sit back and go, fuck. I'm trying to cram in too much too soon. I want it all yesterday. I fucking want life yesterday. I've always wanted life yesterday. You know, I've always kept it, you know, my fingertips there, beyond reach. You know, stretch my arm out. Life's always been just over there, beyond reach. And or I've got to have it all, one or the other, never in between. So when it comes to my mental health journey, finding the balance again in that, it's fucking hard. It is damn fucking hard. Like I said, I had all this bloody stuff in my head that I wanted to share, and obviously it's gone. It's obviously not meant for me to share today. I listened to a guy before. He was crying with, like, he was saying something on Instagram, and what he's doing for himself, for his own content, is forming a website. I don't know if that's what you call it, but his thing is being able to reach out to people that are suicidal. Fantastic idea. And he was so overwhelmed. He'd lost yesterday he'd lost his brother 8 years ago to suicide. It doesn't go into any of the story, and doesn't have to. But the message had actually gotten out there, and somebody had sent a letter back that obviously they were knocking on the door, shall we say, and obviously came across these letters that have been sent out or that are on the internet, and it's just saved this person's life. And this man was so grateful that it had worked. It had been up for 24 hours, 48 hours, and it had worked. And that's just the start. For him, that was just the start. And obviously a lot of that, connected to the sadness around his brother, etc. For me, I'm fucking crying on here all the time. When I share about my kids sometimes, I can't fucking stop crying. I can't stop fucking crying. As a parent, I feel like I have totally failed them, as much as I've done the best I could possibly do with what I had and with the knowledge that I had. I've definitely not brought them up the way my parents brought me up, and I've definitely never ever disciplined my children the way I was disciplined. Never. I'll say it again, I've said it 100 times. I just don't understand any mum that would just stand there and watch their child be fucking annihilated, fucking king hit, thrown around, knocked out, brought back, all that fucking dramatic shit. And it might sound dramatic, Some of my siblings might say, well, it wasn't that bad, Maybe to them it wasn't, Yesterday, part of what I was learning, and it all correlates, probably sounds like I'm jumping all over the shop, but it all correlates. Every child was not brought up in the same family, new word, in the same family. Even though you may be siblings, you might have shared the same bedroom, same parents, same house, every child is brought up in a different house, in a different way or differently, because parents, when they have the children, are at different ages and different stages in life. That might include financial, it might include emotional, mental, all those things that go along with life. The children themselves, we're all individual. As adults, we're all individual. But as children, we're all individuals. And we will experience things differently. Like I could put a bucket in the middle of the room right now, and that's if all my kids were here, all my young men were here. And all 5 of us would go, yep, it's a pink bucket, but we would all see it differently because we're looking at it from a different angle. And depending on how we feel, one might go, well, I can't be bothered fucking looking anyway. It's just a pink bucket. And I'd look at it and go, well, that's what I feed my horse food in. For someone else, it might be for something else. There's always a different perspective. And that's good. That's really good. The more perspectives that people can learn, the more perspective that people can see, it gives a greater continence to learning. It really does. To learn more. But learning heaps and not putting that learning stuff in your life, well, you can sell yourself short on that too. But just coming back to how with parenting and missing my kids severely, every time I get upset, that's the first thing that my heart goes to is how much I miss my kids. My eldest left home when he was 15. he chose to go, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. There's probably a lot that I could share right now, but it's not appropriate to go into this because it's not. It is my story, but it's not my part to share. It's not for me to talk about what happens in someone else, not as in my son. It's not my story to tell that. It would be nice to see a lot more fucking honesty. I have to say that. A lot more ownership. I've got to say that for sure. Because at this point in time, I feel like I'm the one that's getting the blame for all the fucking screw-ups when it comes to parenting. I sit back and I can look at my kids and I go, yeah, well, the two that are talking to me, that is so mature. And they just got a completely different outlook on life than what I had. I was 25 when I went to bloody rehab. 19 when I first started going to 12-step fellowships. But I knew I was screwed when I was little. I knew I was screwed when I was little. Drinking at 12, drugs at 15, psychosis by the time I was 19, and then rehab, 25. And it was the best thing I could do. My parents didn't like it. They did not like it one bit. And that's because I started looking at me. I had to start looking at me because that's what it's about. It's about looking at self. Excuse me. It's about looking at self and moving forward and learning to cut those dysfunctional ties, that dysfunctional loyalty. Oh God, my loyalty was so fucking screwed up. I can see today how I have allowed my family to treat me like shit. Because I felt like I had nothing else. I felt like I had no one else, no other friends, nothing. One of my dearest friends, I've known her for 50 fucking years. She won't talk to me at the moment. And I haven't done a fucking thing. I honestly, for 5 years, nearly 5 years, I text this person 2 to 3 times a week. Probably 3 times she texts me back. I could say a lot at this point, but it's not appropriate. God, I just feel so racy. I feel racy, I miss people. And I'm fucking crying again. But I'm not scared to cry. Like, if my face gets all red and mushy and ugly and whatever, I just don't care. I just don't fucking care. I'm not going to say I don't care anymore, but this is me. This is who I am today. Take me or leave me. And if you don't like what I hear, well, fuck off. It's as simple as that. If you don't like what I talk about, just fucking go. Go and listen to the next person. Go and listen to some fake fucking person that's got 4 million fucking followers, but I can't even figure out what this person does. Shit like that. And I don't look it up because I'm jealous. I don't get jealous. I don't. I can get envious, but I would prefer to sit with someone that doesn't have any fucking friends at all
as opposed to being around someone that's got a million friends. And I bet she'd probably pass them in the street and wouldn't even know who the fuck they were. It's a trend. It's a trend to follow someone with 4 million fucking whatever's followers. Fuck. I've absolutely lost my train of thought here. Done. I'm just going to pause. Okay. Blow the nose. I've learned how to do it now without having to snot all through the bloody video. You're probably sitting back and wondering, what the hell has all this got to do with mental health? It has everything to do with mental health. Anything, absolutely anything in my life has to do with mental health. Everything and anything. Because it doesn't just encroach on a certain bit of my life and stop. It doesn't do that. It just takes the whole fucking gamut. It's just like, boom, I've overridden you and that's that. Suck it up, sister. And I think, fuck it. Because there's a part of me that wants to blame. There's a part of me that wants to blame my fucking father so much for my mental health. And there's a part of me that wants to blame my grandfather so much for my fucking mental health because of what they did. That was definitely situational. Situational, definitely. And I definitely want to blame my mum. Because how the fuck can any mum sit back and notice this shit? She'd have to have noticed. And not say a fucking word. Or to call me something totally inappropriate as a 4-year-old. From something her fucking father did to me. So yeah, I'm still really bloody angry and really bloody hurt. And when I have moments like this is when all this shit comes out. And in my opening spiel, I wrote raw, unedited, because I want it to be real. I don't want to be like so many fake people out there and just put the good stuff on so that people will come to me because I'm just HAPPY all the time. Because I'm fucking not. I'm not fucking happy. I'm not fucking happy. I feel most at home with my boys. That is when and where I feel home is when I'm with my boys. Regardless as to what they're doing or where they're at. Just to hear their voices is home for me. The day my mum died, I rang my dearest friend of 50 plus years 10 times. 10 times I rang this person's phone and text. Couldn't even bother contacting. I just needed to hear her voice. I just needed to hear something really familiar and something that meant home to me. But there's no way that you can tell me her husband's not fucking deleting stuff off her fucking phone. He's a fucking game player. And that is so dysfunctional. It's nasty and it's dysfunctional. And yes, that was a jab at someone. And I'll fucking own it. I'll fucking own it. Never liked this person. I've seen the games from the day dot. Very fucking controlling. And it is so sad because it has changed my friend into someone she's not. And I better move on from that or I'm going to get a little bit too personal. Well, I've probably already gone a bit too personal. But there's no names. And you have to really know me to know exactly whom I'm talking about. But I still love my friend dearly and I miss her dearly. I really do. Just as I do my four young men, whom I am extremely proud of. It's very, very sad that I'm not allowed to share that with them. I'm not allowed to share that with them. Apparently one of my sons was burnt out in the fires. They lost everything. That's what I was told. No, I don't know Chinese whispers. I don't know. Like when one of my sons went overseas, he had a fucking accident. He fell off a fucking cliff, for Christ's sakes, in one of those little fucking buggy things. It was a very serious accident. And not one person fucking called me. Not one fucking person could ring me and, hey, heads up, Tone, your son's been in a really serious accident. Although some people will go, well, it wasn't really that serious. Well, it fucking was to me. It was to me. It's one particular person that I did ring earlier in the years when he first left. And she had the audacity to say to me, oh, aren't you over that yet? I'm like, excuse me? I said, he's my fucking son, and I will never be over him. Never. Now, this is a person that groomed my son for nearly 8 years. Groomed him. Right under my own fucking nose. And here I am, sitting here saying about my mum not noticing. As parents, we sat back and we could see. We could see the changes. Excuse me. We could see the changes. This woman would put her own son down to me. She called him a fat, useless gambler. That's what she used to say about her own son. He's nothing but a useless, fat gambler, because they had to pay X amount of dollars to get him out, or the sharks would get him. Who talks about their own son like that? So, dysfunction be dysfunction. She could see. She could see what was in my son. We could all see what was in my son. An extremely intelligent young boy. He was deciphering between paleontologist writing at the age of 3. We would go to the library and he would choose books for the content, not for the fucking pictures, and not down in the kids section. We'd be upstairs in the fucking adult section. He said to me one day, when was this book published, Mum? No, I don't know. How old are you? 3, going on 4. He's talking about when's the book published. At 3. He's in the medical field now. And when he had cancer, I wasn't allowed anywhere near him. He wouldn't let me anywhere near him. Or I wonder if it was she. Her grooming. She fucking lied to me, told the same lies to my son, and then told the same lies to someone else who'd come back to me and said, is this right? And I said, well, that's what she told me. And then I got a letter off my son. And in that letter he wrote, Mum, I left because I can't stand living here anymore. He said, and I left. And I don't want you to follow. I don't want to have any more to do with you, as in me. And I was near floored, because the last time we had spoken, I said to him, I'd apologise for my part. And I didn't know what had happened when I walked out the door, and I soon fucking found out what had happened. And that's when I murdered my partner, then my boy's father. And I apologise for my part. The only thing he said to me is, Mum, you should have left earlier. And I said, yes, I know, mate. I know. I should have. And I should have. But now I'm copping the blame for what someone else did. I've owned my shit, and it's like flogging a dead horse, honestly. How many times does one have to apologise? And if you want to know what pain is, when your son rings you and tells you he's got fucking cancer, and I'm not allowed anywhere near him, not even for a glass of water, not even to hug or anything. Now that's fucking hard. That is fucking hard. And I still cry like this every fucking day. Every day. Just to be part of my kid's life is all I ask. Not to have control. Nothing in that area. Just to be a part of their life is good enough for me. To even be acknowledged as mum, you know, I don't even get that. How does this affect recovery? This is recovery. This is the recovery stuff. And this is the frustrating stuff that I'm still trying to untangle so I can hopefully regain some kind of skill or a new skill set so I can have some kind of balance in life. So me trying to figure out fucking computers is probably not the best thing to try when I'm feeling like this, as frustrated and annoyed, because I want to be able to retain it and I can't. Even learning new things when I'm on my horse, if I'm learning something, it's like I can't retain it. It just straight out, in one ear and out the other. Thank God he's a patient horse, I'll tell you. Baxter, my first horse, he'd go to sleep while I was bloody saddling him up, bridling him up. My sister said to me, Tony, you are that fucking long, your horse has gone to sleep. And I looked over and he did. Sleeping away. Baxter, whom I miss dearly. He was an old soul as well. So is Donnie. And so is Dylan, my eldest son. Where do I go from here with it all? I don't know. I really don't know where to go to from here with it all. Bring it all back to one moment at a time, I suppose. I can remember moments when I first got clean and sober. I'd be waiting for lunchtime to come and I'd stand there and there was a clock at work and I'd watch these clock tick around. I'd just watch this tick, 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 tick. Like fucking 60 minutes or whatever you call it. The tick, tick, tick. I don't so much watch the clock, but learning to bring it down to just one thing at a time and making sure I've got a certain amount of things done each day so I don't fall into that can't be bothered bit that my mum used to say, Tony, you're just bone lazy. And I used to get really offended with that because I'd go to the gym and I'd have all this energy and then I'd go back home and be like, I don't want anything to do with anyone out there, so I'd just hibernate in my room or play the piano, read music or play the piano, read my homework, play the piano. At that stage, there was nothing else. There's something else that I've been able or had the privilege of observing, and they were young teens when I first met them, to see them moving through the different stages of teenage. I'm not as in best friends or anything, we're just mutual friends. And these two kids have just turned out incredibly. They are so mature and so kind and so nice. They've got goals, ambition, which, yep, is exactly what my boys have got. I never had that, not at that age, no. I never thought I was good enough for anything or for anyone. A good mark on why I've had such shitful relationships. I just must have dead shit written on my forehead. I swear to God, just, dead shit over here. Well, dead shit's fucking, yeah. I don't know whether I just want to stop and just lie down and cry, because I just feel like I need a good empty out, for the want of a better word. This probably sounds a little bit stupid, but I suppose with babies sometimes you've just got to let them cry, don't you? And it's not a pity party, it's not feeling sorry for myself. People out there are going to put their own take on it like they do. People have just got to do that. People have just got to tell you what it is that's going on in your life. Make a judgment call. And put a few nasty lines in there too. Because that's what people have got to do. And people that are busybodies do that. They're the busybodies. They're the ones that realistically have no life. Excuse me. They're the ones that literally have no life because they're so busy focusing on everything out there. They can't see what's going on in their own backyard. Can't see the forest for the trees. Or the forest for the wood, wood for the forest, whatever bloody way it goes. I feel like my little boat's just floating out in the Pacific there somewhere. With no fucking direction, and I'm just bobbing up and down. Dirty, great big fucking shark or whale or whatever coming towards me. That's how it feels. That vortex that I often talk about. That corridor, the circular corridor with no doors, nothing to grab onto, and I've got no arms, and I'm just straight down. Big fat headache. Well, I didn't expect to cry this much, and I didn't expect to talk this long, but I have, and I will put it on. Even though I feel that the ones that listen to it are just the sticky beaks. They just want to know the gossip. Maybe that's just the way it's meant to be at the moment. I don't know. Been doing this for just over 12 months, and yes, I can feel and see where my life has slowly changed, just in little areas, little increments. I've got to say, there is so much room for improvement. It truly is. So much room for improvement. Yeah. I think I'll better end it here. Otherwise I'll just keep talking. I hope you all have a much better day than what I'm having at the moment. And if you got kids, go and hug them. Ring them right now. I don't care what they do. I don't care what you're doing. Supermarket, toilet, I don't care. Ring your bloody kids and tell them how much you love them. And the next time you see them, don't let them stand there with the bloody phone in their hand while you're talking to them. Take the fucking phone off them so that they're present, so they're with you, and they're looking at you and they're talking to you. I'll finish on this. I listened to the most beautiful woman share the other day. She's 103. She's had 3 marriages, outlived 3 marriages, had 2 sons. One of her sons died at 38. Her first husband died when she was 19. They'd only been married for a short period of time. And she said for her only regret is when her second husband, every Tuesday night, he used to say, "Come and sit with me, Dorothy. Come and talk with me." And she'd say, yes, I've got to get this done, got to get this done. So she'd be running around getting house things done because she thought that was her night to get it done. Or she'd be talking to him, running around. She said, now I wish I would have just sat. Bugger the housework, she said, just sat. Her granddaughter come to see her. She sat there the whole time looking on a phone. Didn't say 2 words. She asked her granddaughter to not bring the phone next time. Fair enough. Things like that is what she regrets, is not being fully present in that moment, especially when one of her dearest, well, the people that are nearest and dearest to her, were actually verbally asking for her time. And she said, I just didn't hear it. I just didn't hear it. She said, I was just too busy. She said, that's the stuff you don't get back. Which is so true. It's so true. Yeah. We'll talk soon. Take care.